I used to be a no person. I would say no a lot, just like everybody. You know, parents, teachers, preachers, even your best friends, we say no. It's part of our culture. But I understand that there are boundaries that we need to create to have success in our lives. But then those same boundaries can become very, very oppressive and make it difficult to breathe. So you have to improvise. Yes is the one ring to rule them all of improv. It is the flux capacitor of improv. Improv can cause miracles. So I'm here to talk about improv. It is my passion. I love improv, and improv is an idea worth spreading. When I come from a medical family, and I'm a doctor's kid. My uncle is a psychiatrist. My aunt is a women's psychiatrist. My other aunt is a child psychiatrist. And then, you know, there's another one who has a degree in psychology. Well, this means we are either very mentally healthy or we are very mental. I'm not sure which one it is, but you can tell me that. And my grandpa, he is an orthopedic surgeon, and my grandma's a nurse, and she has a degree in health education, and she has a talk show about it. My dad, he operates on people's backs and people in chronic pain. You get the idea. I'm from a medical family. So then there's me, and I improv. When I was younger, I used to listen to their conversations, and they're actually really, really interesting. They go something like, Carl Jung said this, and Freud said that, and how many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb? Well, you know, all that spills over into my life. You guys have never heard the psychiatrist and the light bulb? Okay, here it goes. How many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb? It's like our theme. It starts with one. But you see, the light bulb has to want to change. When I was little, adults used to ask me, because every little kid gets asked this, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's actually kind of a scary question if you think about it, because as like a 4-year-old, I was wondering, am I supposed to know already what I want to be? I mean, you could say anything. Like, I want to be a princess. I want to be the president of the United States. I want to be the president of Africa, even though that's not a thing. You know, my imagination when I was younger was free and bright. It's not so easy now. I was homeschooled until 7th grade, and it was wonderful. We focused on anything that caught our curiosity, intense study sessions on Cleopatra, or how to make tabbouleh, or lasagna. You know, it was so much fun. It was wonderful. And I didn't realize how wonderful it was until I compared it to a traditional closed-minded school system. I went to school for 7th grade, and my mom pushed me to do it. You see, when I was younger, my older sister died, and we all took it pretty hard. But my mom, she took it the hardest of everyone. Shortly after I went to school, she left. And I learned a lot about the things that everyone seems to learn about, but no one expects to, like betrayal and loss. You never expect that's going to happen to you, yet it does. So on one of those nights, one of the really hard ones, where the world is just putting so much pressure on you and you can hardly breathe, my dad took my siblings and me aside into one of those huddles that sports teams do before a game, and he goes, "We're joy bandits. We steal joy from darkness." What does that mean? Well, my dad's like that. He's a very intense person. He has dark eyebrows and deep lines, but he makes you feel good about yourself. And he says things like, "We're joy bandits," that make you think and question. And so my brother asked the question, what does a joy bandit do, and what is that? And my dad says, joy bandits steal joy, even from fate. So we are going to improvise. The hug that we had that night, it got me through the night. But what he said about being a joy bandit has gotten me where I am now. I improvise. Improvise makes me so much better. And so it gives me opportunities, like this one. I found a funky school called Second City because I was disappointed with the fact that there is no improv in schools. Second City is an improv school, and the one I go to is in Hollywood. And I will be going there for my 4th summer this year. When I think about it, I get those butterflies that you get in your stomach, like when you're a little kid and you're just about to jump into the deep end of the pool because you're big enough and you can do it, but it's really scary. Or like the feeling I had right before getting on stage today. It's terrifying, but it's exciting because now you guys are all listening to me. I have all your ears. Here are the rules of improv. I know it's improv, it shouldn't have rules, it's an oxymoron. Well, first rule, yes. You always support your partner on stage. If they say something, you roll with it. I say, I have a gun. You don't say, no, that's just your finger. You say, yeah, Han Solo, and with my lightsaber, we can conquer the galaxy. Woo! Next rule, and you add a gift to the scene. You make it so it can go somewhere else. Instead of saying something like, like I could start a scene saying something like, ooh, what a tough crowd we have today. You could say something like, yeah, and they're all vegetarians who sing bass. That has some pretty interesting options, if you ask me. The next one is make a statement. Add details, an alternative, opportunities. Instead of asking something like, where are we and what are we doing, we could say, we're at TED and we're changing the light bulb. Next one is, there are no mistakes. There are only opportunities. Like say, I'm an athlete and I'm running a victory lap at the Olympics and I'm waving at all the people in the crowd, but you think I'm having a seizure? That's okay. We can have a scene maybe about a slow athlete who's having a seizure. We'll go with it. More options there to you. Power. I try to apply these rules to my daily life. Sometimes it's hard, especially when you want to say no instead of yes and. One example is on one of my just average days at school, I walked out of one of my classes into a romance trap. It was a tall senior. Before he said anything, I knew what he was going to say. He was going to ask me to homecoming. I didn't want to go with him. Nice kid, don't know him, so I don't want to go with him. He shoves a pink rose almost up my nose. Are you going to homecoming? Okay, how do I yes and? I want to say no. So I go, yes. And I'm meeting my friends Amy and Allison and Julia. I'm not allowed to go with a guy. I'm sorry, my dad says no until I'm 17. And I'm young enough, I can still say that my parents, it's their fault. And then I made a statement. Nice nose, rose. It's lovely. There are no mistakes. There are no mistakes in improv. So that was a situation where it was difficult. I did ask my high school if we could start an improv class because I think it's vital to success, as I've said before. They have stuff on their plate, I understand, like the budget and the state standards and troubled kids, but all the more reason to add an improv class. How fun! And so they haven't added one yet, but my teacher, one of my teachers, my drama teacher, he came back one summer and he told me that he went to Second City. That made me so excited because that's the school I go to for improv. And he started working it into my curriculum for drama. And it's so much fun. Everyone does better in drama with improv or in life in general, but that's my opinion. So it's not quite a core subject yet, but it starts with one. We are on our way to improv classes. There's a lot of pain and suffering in the world. And improv is kind of like the music that makes things better. It's piano where you can learn to do every other instrument better. It's do, re, mi, the first 3 notes. I'm responding to what comes to me every day. And every month, every minute, every second, it's improv. There's possibility in every single moment. And this moment, they all add up to lifetimes. Thank you for this one.